Hello everybody and welcome to another video on how to play Shopper Mogul. So today we're going to be looking at the roles and mechanics of playing the pricing director for your team. So congratulations if you're watching this on being appointed to the role as pricing director, or maybe your team calls it revenue management director. Yeah, you have probably the most important role in the entire game. No decision has a larger impact on whether or not your company makes money than its ability to set prices that result in profitable sales, draw people in, and squeezes the maximum amount of juice you can out of every sale you make. So, we're going to be talking through how you do your role within the web page. So let me slide my little face down into the bottom corner. As with all of the other roles, you can find your office either through the big Manage Company button in the middle, or this navigation bar up at the top, Manage up here. So if we click on Manage, it takes us into our company offices. And you'll see in here that your office is this pink one down at the bottom. So you're one of the 5 directors who together are responsible for the linked sequence of strategic decisions for you to build the best portfolio of products and make more money than any of the other teams in the game. So let's jump in. So what do we see when we jump into your office as the pricing director? So first of all, up at the top of the game, up at the top of the screen, we've got the date in the top right-hand corner. So the game runs in real time when it's running. So once your game master clicks the button, say the game is now running, this date, this time stop bit will disappear at the bottom, and the date will start ticking around. Shoppers in real time will start going into shops and making purchases, and every 30 seconds or so, the dates will tick past to the next day. At the moment, the game that we're looking at is not actively running. It's actually in that stage before the game begins, which may be when you're looking at this for your game. So for this game, it's the 3rd of June, and we're waiting before the game begins, but we have the chance to look at it now and make some initial decisions. So what else do we see? So over on the left, we can see links to all of the other directors' offices. So if you need to go and have a look at what the marketing director is doing or the sales director, you can use these buttons to jump straight into their offices. There's also an option at any point to see the company P&L, which you can click on from here, and that gives you an idea of overall how much money is your company making, from its revenue through to its margin and down to the profit that it's creating and the dividends it's successfully paying to its owners. Again, for more information on the P&L, I would refer you to the finance director's introduction. There we go into much more detail talking about how it all works. So what else do we have here? So we have this handy little chart in the middle of the page, which shows the portfolio of packs that we currently have in the market. Now, each of these bubbles represents one pack that you're responsible for doing the pricing for. Now, this company, we can see it has one brand in the market. It's managing a brand called Gargle Blaster. And Gargle Blaster is being sold in a 1-pack, so that's like a single serving offering, as well as in an 8-pack. So that's more like a big box multi-pack that you might buy from a supermarket to take home. So I think this is one of the critical things to understand about the game. The marketing director, he was responsible for deciding that Gargle Blaster was a brand that your company should be pushing, and for really managing the positioning of Gargle Blaster, making a product which is appealing to consumers as an idea or as a taste. Your job is to convert that into money. And obviously, people don't buy concepts or tastes, they buy packs. So you are the guy who decides what packs should exist for the brands that your marketing director has created, and how much they should be sold for. So here we can see, our 1-pack for Goggle Blaster, it's being sold for almost $20. In comparison, the 8-pack, its price per unit is only about $7. So, a much lower price per unit. On the other hand, there's 8 in the pack, so overall the pack is more expensive. Now, if we scroll down, we can see a manage pane for our packs. So we can see here for each one of the packs we own, we'll have a line in our table here. So let's say we've got GB1. This is Goggle Blaster 1-pack. A bit of basic information. We know it's a spirits brand. We can see its pack size. So this is on a 1 to 10 scale. You don't have to think about this in specific mechanical terms, but a 1-pack, you can imagine this as if you were ordering from a vending machine or buying it in a pub, and you just asked for a single serving. This is the sort of size pack you would get. A 10 is the largest you could get. So I guess what's the other end of the spectrum? I don't know. Maybe it's a large, plastic wrapped multi-pack with many products all shoved together. Maybe it's just one really, really big bottle. It doesn't really matter. The point is you've got big packs and small packs, and they appeal to people for different shopper events. Now we can also see how many of these we're selling. So the 1-pack is our highest selling unit. We're selling 715 of those. So last month that generated almost $7,000 in gross margin for us. We then have our second, the 8-pack is our second highest selling unit. Not quite so many units sold. On the other hand, because we're selling it for $27 per pack, even though it's cheaper per unit, it's more expensive per pack. In terms of the gross margin it's generating, we're making $18,000 a month out of this pack. So this is actually the most important pack to us in terms of the margin contribution. Now, these two columns on the right are telling you how much it costs to make your product and how much you're selling it for. Now, the cost to produce it, you can't alter. The cost to produce it is basically set by the dynamics of the category that you're in and the decisions that your marketing director made when they came up with the product proposition. If they chose to have a very high quality product in very expensive packaging, very stylish packaging, then it's going to cost more to make it. You as the pricing director, you're kind of stuck with that. But what you can affect is how much you're going to sell it for. So each of these products, at the start of the game, you can see it seems to be set up with a sales price that guarantees you about 100% margin. So this one, we make it for about $10, we sell it for about $20. Now, if you think that maybe you could make more money, you're welcome to click in here and go and change that price. Let's sell it for $25. Boom! Now, as soon as we've done that, that has instantly lost the page we were looking at. That's a pity. Here we are. Right. What did we do wrong there? Right. Okay. Forgive that little flipping around between pages, but as you can see, we changed its price, and instantly it's now being sold on the market, not for $20, but for $25. Now again, at the moment, time is stopped. But if time were ticking, every second you've got hundreds of shoppers going into shops and making decisions. Prior to you making this decision, they were looking at a price of $20. Now they're looking at a price of $25. So it's a very, very fast response. You're just sending out a message to all the shops, to all of your e-listings, and instantly changing the price, and boom, that happens. So that's the most responsive way you can manage prices. Now there is a second option, which is you can run an innovation project. So we might look at this and say, actually, this 1-pack, it's not really what we need. You can click on it and you can say, right, I'm going to create a new pack, or I'm going to change an existing pack. So we'd say, look, this 1-pack, you know what, let's turn that into a 2-pack. Right, now, okay, what's this mean? The 2-pack, well, we can see the price to make it is going to change. So a 1-pack, it costs about $10 to make. 2-pack, well, it's going to cost about $14. So what should we sell that for? Is 25 still a good price? Yeah, maybe we'll make it $8 to guarantee we're still making the 100% markup. All changed pack sizes cost $1,000 in R&D, and they all take 1 week to take effect. So if I look at this and I say, right, actually that's how I want to change it, I'm good with that, I can go and hit order, and what we'll see down here is we have a new innovation project. Now, unlike when we changed the price by clicking here, changing the price but keeping the pack the same instantly changes the market. Changing the pack, that requires a little bit of time. So we've set our strategy, we've said we want to turn this into a 2-pack, which will sell at that price, and that then triggers a whole load of instructions to your supply chain team to go and purchase the glass, to set up the machines to produce it, and it's going to take you a week of game time for that to happen. Now, a week isn't a terribly long amount of time. It does depend what speed the game is running at, but that might be as quick as a couple of minutes of game time. It might take you 5 or 10 minutes on the slower setting. But as soon as you've clicked go, when time starts running, this project is going to start going through the system. As time ticks across to 7 days, this bar will fill up. When it gets to the right-hand side, click, the project will finish, and instantly this pack, will be replaced by a new 2-pack, which will be sold at $28. If you realize you've made a mistake, of course, you have the option to hit cancel. Point it says, are you sure? Yes, we are sure. And click, oh right, and that project's disappeared. We get refunded the cost of the project, and the brand will, the pack will stay as the offering that we had previously. So, what else can we do? Now, maybe we don't want to change this product because there's still demand for a 1-pack, but perhaps we do believe as a pricing director we're missing a shopper occasion for a middle-sized pack. We currently have a big pack, we have a small pack. Maybe we believe that there's shoppers out there who are looking for something in between. Maybe they're not shopping for the month, but they're not shopping for one occasion. Perhaps they're popping to their local convenience store to buy something for the evening or for a few days. Now, in this case, if we want to launch a new pack, we have an option to do that. Any category where our CEO has said we are either defending or growing, we're allowed to launch new packs. So we can just click and say launch new pack for Gargle Blaster. We can choose what pack size. Let's say we're going for a 5-pack. So it says here, you can see here how much it's going to cost each of those packs. That's going to cost almost $22 per pack to make. So what are we going to sell it at? If we sold it at 10, we would go bankrupt quite quickly. So let's sell that for $40. New packs always cost $1,000. So we say, are we happy with that? Is the price profitable? Yeah, it's profitable. We're not going to lose money on that. I don't know if it's a great project, but we're not going to lose money by doing that. Hit order. And again, what happens is we now have this innovation project, which will take a week to tick past. When we get to the end of this bar, a new product will appear down here in our list of packs to manage. And in this chart up above, we'll get a new bubble on here to see how this product is performing in the marketplace. So those are the basic things as the pricing director you're responsible for. You manage the pack price strategy. What pack sizes do we need to have, and how much money can we get away with charging for each of them? So how do you make good decisions? Okay, well, partly it's the most important thing about your role is how do you not drive the company bankrupt? Nobody can drive the company bankrupt quicker than the bad pricing director does. And this really comes down just to managing these numbers. Anytime your price that you're selling for is getting close to your cost to produce, you're probably losing money. Even if you were selling it for slightly more than this, you have to remember that there are other costs. You're spending money on media, you're spending money on trade terms to get your products out there. So you need to keep your eye on these prices to make sure you are actually making enough cash out of it. You can, by the way, by clicking on, if you click on the cost, you can actually see a little mini P&L for each of your products. So this just shows you the contribution that each of your packs are making. So, we've got a few errors with more dollar signs there than we need. I'll get rid of those. However, what we can see is for each of our products, this product is generating a certain amount of revenue. We have cost of goods, that gives us our gross margin. We'll also be able to see over time how much money we're spending on R&D related to this, which gets us down to the pack contribution. Now, again, the pack contribution builds you up towards making money. It doesn't guarantee that you're profitable because you also need to cover your overheads, your trade terms, your media spend. Those numbers aren't directly allocated to a pack. They're sort of above, they're costs that are incurred above the pack level. So how do you make good decisions? So say part of it is you keep your eye on those and you make sure that these numbers are good. If your sales are dropping, maybe your prices are wrong and you need to think about that. But you also have insights that can help you do this. So if you click up here at the top on the insights section, it can take you to pages where you can get more direct information about, that may help you with these decisions. Now, I encourage you to familiarize yourself with all of the insights because there's sort of nuggets on all these pages that can help you in terms of either you're thinking directly of where can I charge more or less, or also where do you need to talk to one of your partners. Maybe in order to make more money, you need to go and advise the marketing director that perhaps he needs to slightly change the product, or advise the sales director he needs to differently prioritize your packs. But there's one page which is really very much about you, and that's the shopper segmentation. Now, consumer goods companies, their revenue managers, their pricing directors, they spend a lot of time looking at shopper research because when you're setting your pack price strategy, it's really driven by understanding why are people going into shops? Why are they picking up the products? Where are they more demand elastic? Where are the biggest opportunities? Now, all of that's captured in Shopper Mogul within these shopper segmentation charts. So on the left, we can see a bubble chart that shows us where the demand is within the market. On the right, we can see a bubble chart that shows us all of the packs that are currently in the market and which ones are making most money. So if we start on the left, what we can see is that all the demand in the market, it's coming from a number of spaces. And when we were looking at the marketing director, we were looking at a chart like this that was comparing the quality and stylishness that people wanted. For shoppers, it's different. It's rather looking at what type of pack sizes are acceptable. So for each shopper, there's a minimum and a maximum pack size that they'll be prepared to use. So if we look at the bubbles, this bubble down here at the bottom, this is the bubble that's being made for social purchases. This is people who, the minimum pack size they'll buy is 1, the maximum pack size that they'll buy is 1. So they're always pretty much looking for a one-size pack. So having a 1 pack is really important for picking up a decent share of the social purchases. Overall, though, what's that? That's 9% of the market. The largest single area appears to be above up here, which is pantry loading. So what's pantry loading? The pantry is that room that posh English houses have at the back of the kitchen for storing food, for days or weeks in advance. I'm not saying that everybody has them these days. Maybe we just have a large fridge. But pantry loading is what we do, when we go to the supermarket and we buy big quantities for future consumption. Again, we can see these people, they're buying a minimum of a 7-pack, they'll buy a maximum of a 9-pack. So to be relevant here, you're looking for packs in that sort of 7 to 9 space. So for Gargle Blaster, what was it? We had an 8-pack. So that would fit nicely for people who are purchasing here. We had a 1-pack, that would fit nicely for these guys. But we also have other purchases in between. We have people who are distressed purchases, who've run out of product at home. We've got people who are specialist purchases, going for online searches, who, for each of these, there's a slightly different dynamic for what size pack that these people are prepared to look for. And there's a different sort of amount of demand that's floating in different places. So your job as pricing director is actually to think about, either where's the white space in this, where is there, where am I not playing that perhaps I should, or to look at where's the biggest demand. So who of your competitors is making most money, or can we go and compete directly with them? Now, what this chart doesn't tell you is how competitive different spaces are. So it may be that your brand is the only one that's really appealing to a certain type of consumer, in which case your task is to see how much can I ratchet the price up before they stop buying it. In a different context, you may have 3 different brands that are all trying to target exactly the same consumer, and then your task is rather, how do I get my competitive price right versus theirs in order to get a share of sales that's interesting to me. So quite different dynamics depending on the stage of the game and how much people are actually attacking each other for different types of products. So, so as I say, the shopper insight's very important. But as I say, you need to keep your eyes on all of these. I mean, there's insights on the consumer segmentation that's critical for you in terms of understanding whether your brand is at a competitive space or not. So this chart, it's much more discussed in the marketing director's page, so I'm not going to talk a lot. But we can see that our brand Gargle Blaster that we're playing with here, it's pretty much the only spirits brand in its space. So that tells us we're in an uncompetitive pricing environment. As the game goes on, people may launch brands to come and attack you. They may infringe on your space, and you're going to be in a very different pricing environment. You also need to be aware of things like the retailer insights. We were looking at the different shop emissions. How much of our demand is coming from pantry loading versus social purchases. Well, not all of these shop emissions happen everywhere. If we're playing with online search, clearly we have one client who massively over-indexes, or one retailer who over-indexes all others in terms of their relevance for that. So again, it's not enough for you just to think about, do I have a product appropriate for online searches? But you also need to work with your sales director to make sure that he's getting this product that is packed, that you built for that occasion. Yes, you need to make sure your sales director is getting that product into the retailer that you particularly care about. So, as I say, the pricing director, it's in some ways my favorite part of the whole of the simulation. It's the simplest, most brutal part of commerce. Nothing, and this is true for real life. If you're the marketing director in real life, it's quite hard for you to make a big impact on the P&L of the company. It takes a long time to build great brands, to acquire the right products, to build, adverts that people will be aware of. These are hugely important things, but they don't work like that. The pricing director, on the other hand, it works like that. No other decision your company makes, or maybe the sales director has a similarly rapid impact in terms of either having your product on the shelf or not. It's not there, you lose all sales. But even then, you can't lose much money that way. The pricing director, you get your decision right, you instantly affect how profitable the company is. You get your decisions wrong, and you are the guy who can most quickly drive your company bankrupt. Of course, you're not going to do that because you watched this video and because you are very intelligent. So with that, I wish you the best of luck in your coming game, and yeah, I hope that you take over the world. Goodbye.